Good morning, everyone. We are getting ready to get started with our weekly Talking All Things Books.
Greetings, everyone. Dr. Annette West, Publishing Pusher here. Thanks for joining me in the Jet Name Publishing, talking all things books. Yes, the operative words, all things. I'm excited you're here. You listen in, share your thoughts. You don't have to be live on the screen to be able to talk. And I want you to know your success is my business. I'm here to assist you, support, empower, inspire as we pull out those thoughts to get these books accomplished. Thanks again for joining me.
All right, everybody. Yay, it's another Thursday, and we are in the Talking All Things Books. I am Dr. Annette West. Yay. And it is good to be on the platform today. My background, as you can see, is different. I am traveling, but thankful my family went out on the beach to give me time to come on and get my business taken care of. So it is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much to Miss Anna Roseborough for being with us today. She is a regular on the platform, and I always love having her here because she always has great things to share with us and things that are going on in her life as well. Introduce you all to this beautiful lady here, LaWanda Holloman, and she is a new book author, but she has a lot of insight, and I am excited about her new book that we hope will be out in the next 2 to 3 months at the most. But we gave her I gave her a little shock to her system this week. I told her don't just take it in, just breathe easy, because it is a normal process. I have to go through the same process. I write my content, and then when I think I have it as best as I can, I have to then turn it over to a professional publisher, because I'm not the professional publisher. I can do some things, but I'm not trying to do it all. And so I know when to pass it on to somebody else. And sometimes some of the comments that I get for my stuff, I be like, what? I thought I had that right. I thought I did. But that's why it's important for us to have other eyes on our work, because we have been in it for so long till we think everything is right. In our mind, we keep looking at it and we've been processing it so much till it is ingrained in us. That's why we need fresh eyes on our work. So I am excited to be. LaWanda, would you like to tell everybody the name of your book?
So, yeah. Well, I'm super excited to see you, Dr. Annette West.
Yes.
Just put a face with a name. Um, the name of the book is The Invisible Advantage. The second part, I'm still prayerfully navigating through, but it may be discovering the art and science of high performance.
I think that word discovering there gives it a fresh dynamic to what you are saying. And it's not, the subtitle is not extra wordy.
Right, right. I think my biggest concern was the target audience, like being able for that, having them say, oh, yeah, this is a book that I need to read. So that's the part that I'm still prayerfully navigating through. But I agree with you about discover the art and science of high performance with,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so that part, but that's the new thing.
Have you solidified your target audience? I know you've
So I
been
want,
looking
yeah,
at some
like
areas.
HR executives, CEOs, entrepreneurs. So it's still the full spectrum of leaders, but I need to be able to say that succinctly, and I just gotta get that somehow.
So maybe it's professionals because professionals can be leaders. So
Yes.
maybe the target audience is professionals, because when you say
Ah,
professionals, it can cover a broad perspective of
right.
professions.
I love it. I
And
love it.
you think about it, every organization will need this information, no matter what type. It could be a tire
Love
corporation.
that. Yes.
It's gonna need the
Professionals.
information.
Yes. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. I like that.
You know, so,
I literally, Dr. West, woke up at 4 o'clock this morning and I had to write it down because it just downloaded into my head, discovering the art and science. Because I wanted that part in there because we
Mm-hmm.
think everything is solid science.
Mm.
And we got a creator who's very artsy. We know it.
LaWanda, my daughter is teaching a business communications course this summer at the university.
Oh,
And as I hear you talking, this may be something that college professors can put on their reading list
mhm.
rather than waiting till you're not doing a good job. Learn how to do a good job from the beginning. And so, as you're planning this for professionals, you see, you're trying to find an audience,
Mhm.
as Dr. West saying, professionals in general, but because you're trying to, it sounds like you're trying to inform as well as inspire,
Mhm.
maybe including the fact that this may be someone reading this who has never thought of these things before. So keep up the
she's
good
in the
work.
vein.
Hmm?
Miss Roseborough, you're in the vein because that's the whole idea is that we had a part on there no one told you about. Like it was the art and science of high performance that no one told you about, but that's way too many words.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
so we're just trying to get it down. Are
Hmm.
you related to Arnie Roseborough in New York?
Not that I know of, but who knows?
Okay. All right.
It's my
Military family from South Carolina. She and I used to travel. We went to high school together. And
maybe so. I've seen some other Roseboroughs on public media
oh, yep. Well, she
platforms,
is.
but it's my married name, and
Okay.
so there
Okay.
may be relatives that I don't know. And we found out some
Okay.
members of the family spell their name with the UGH, but
Oh.
they're just second generation. I mean, second cousins,
Oh.
and
Okay.
so it doesn't matter.
Right. It's
I'm
all
glad
good.
that the name brings
Yeah,
good memories to you.
it does.
Anything else,
Makes
Dr.
me
West? We'll
smile.
get LaWanda and
Well,
I'll
I
get
was
good
laughing
ones.
when she was talking about the Roseboro, because I was just thinking, oh, I know somebody else named Roseboro, and she married into the Roseboro family in North Carolina. So that's how she became a
Okay.
Roseboro. So
But
Okay.
they,
yes,
the family is from the Carolinas, the
okay.
Okay.
Roseboroughs. Um,
Okay.
yep.
And
Hmm.
normally, when you hear a unique name,
Yeah.
typically almost everybody, like my maiden name is Whitehead. Most Whiteheads you're gonna meet are
Mhm.
related some way, somehow. We even
Right.
came across a white guy named Whitehead. Come to find out, he was related to us, like away from over there. You just
Wow.
never know.
Yeah. I know, right?
That's the way it is in my husband's family. Many of them were able to pass and
Mm.
did
Mm,
pass because
Mhm.
of their heritage
yeah, we
from
had a lot of
Ireland.
those.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Well,
Yep.
Mhm.
listen, everybody. This is. You can see we just like to enjoy each other when we
Right.
come on the show, and this is Q&A. So we just talk about any and everything. So Miss Anna, I always like to ask the question: what's going on in Miss Anna's world?
Well, thank you for asking. What's going on in my world is learning that communicating in one genre may not work in another. Because I heard here on Talking All Things Books, one way to expand the audience for the books is to come up with podcasts. And this summer we came up with a series called Keeping Them on Stream, where we invite students to use one of my books, Experience Poems and Pictures. Look at the books, look at the pictures, look at the poems, and talk about what they remind them of that the students studied this past year. And I was working on those, thinking that all I needed to do was to create a Zoom meeting and share the video, share the slides. But it doesn't work well on podcasts that are audio only. And so learning to work in the different platforms and in the multiple platforms has been the biggest challenge. On the other hand, one of the most exciting things happened as we traveled last week was the reception. When I was at the hotel, I had little flyers. Dr. West always tells us to be ready. I had little flyers about the podcast series, and some of the children got excited when they saw that there was something that they could do because it was so hot where we were. And even though there was a pool there, it was too hot in the middle of the day to sit around the pool. And then the next day it rained so hard you could hardly see. And so it was something for them to do. So the main thing that I've been learning is repurposing for different audiences, but learn what's required so you don't have to do so much revision.
That's good. That is good. Thank you, Miss Anna. So I want to share a few things that I am doing. So I am excited to say that 2025 is a year of challenge for me, where I chose to write in a different genre. And it had been in my heart for a while to write something Christian fiction. Typically, my books are self-help books, get right with Jesus books, get your journey right with Jesus books, inspire other people, Jesus books. So I chose to this year challenge myself. And one of my challenges is titled Where Hope Took Root. Where Hope Took Root. And it is a Christian fiction short story. It's a short story because it's only about 10,000 words. And so you determine the type of book that you are writing by the length of the book when we start talking about novels and things in that arena. So that is one of my books. I'm not going to give you the second title, but I'm also working on my first novella, and we are at 29,000 words on that book. And so it is also a Christian fiction novella. And that is based on word count because novellas are usually around 30,000 words. And then you get into novels when you hit about 50 and 60,000 words and up. It varies with publishers, but that's pretty much the overall flow. And then I have a great project. Many of you have been following me, and I have been doing collaborations. I love collaborations because it gives people the opportunity to be a part of something that is not expensive. So they can invest in, be a part of a book project, have their name in the book, have a section in the book, and be a collaborative contributor to the book and sell books themselves. So they add this to their repertoire of whatever it is they have going on. It's one more thing to add to it. And so this was our 5th year in the Centered in Christ series. Miss Anna has been a part of the series. She's written in 2 or 3 of the devotions. I believe she actually, did you write in the first one? I believe, Miss Anna, am I correct? Okay, she wrote in the first anthology. And from the anthology, we went to a devotional series. And so we have 5 books in the devotional series. We've done 1 a year for this last 5 years. I don't know if we're going to go to a 6 or not, but there is a book that has been on my heart that I have been wanting to write about. I've taught it many times, but I wanted to do a book on the Beatitudes. And so the next collaboration is prayerfully going to be on Kingdom Promises, an anthology on the Beatitudes. I might put digging in the Beatitudes. I don't know. I may add a little something before the word Beatitudes. But that's what I have. But that's what I have for now. So listen, if you're listening and you want to have consideration to be a part of a collaboration, reach out to me. My website is Jatne, Jatne Publishing, Jatne Publishing.org, Jatne Publishing. And I am excited about just the great things that God keeps pouring into me to make sure that there is consistently something going forward. And even though I think it was last week, Ms. Anna, you were not here last week, I don't believe. Okay, I'm just making sure. And Jerry was in the background. So therefore, I was the only one talking the whole time, which was fine because I had a great topic. I talked about micro publishing. If you don't know anything about micro publishing and you're becoming a publisher, go to my YouTube channel, Jetnay Publishing, and check it out. But it was on micro publishing. And this is a big deal. Why? Because a lot of us have decided we don't need a third party for what we're doing. We don't need to go to a traditional publishing house for what we're doing. Why? Because God has said He has given us the authority to be creative, to go forward and do. And so we have to choose to believe what He says, but then we have to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just want to say this is open, so feel free to go ahead and speak. Go ahead, Ms. Anna.
I was thinking from what Sister Wanda was saying, there may be something in your repertoire that could be adapted for this anthology. Because it's an anthology, it can be almost any genre. And if there are any of the ideas regarding leadership that could be connected with the Beatitudes, you may be able to just pull that out, send that on, and keep writing your book.
Ms. Anna, I love that. I teach for Christian University Online. And one of the things this Christian University does is each week we have devotions that a team has created. And these devotions, the students must go in and read the devotions, the scriptures, and they must interject into their discussion posts and into their assignments, their understanding and application of those scriptures and those business principles. For instance, we just recently had servant leadership. And who is the best servant leader? Jesus Christ, right? Now, we have the Moses model also, but there are some models that we can use, but we can always go back to Jesus as the ultimate example of what the supreme leader looked like, who walked the earth. And so reading is like I can hear it when I'm reading my students' work and they have interjected those scriptures into their work environments and talking about these cases and things just brings things to life for them. And it also helps me because I get a different perspective reading my students' work. So listen, my students are doing the work, but I'm learning as well because they work in companies that I don't really know anything about. And that's why when you talk about leadership and professionalism, LaWanda, it fits every entity. It fits in there. Because if we don't have those principles right, guess what? We're going to have major issues.
As I'm thinking of this will even work for families in the home.
Right.
How are you interacting? Because the scripture talks about, being the husbands and the fathers being leaders in the home. They say the two shall become as one, but one better not talk out too much and all of that. And, just the struggles of applying scriptures in our daily life, in our positions of leadership. I'm also thinking of teachers in the classroom. LaWanda, I'm retired a classroom teacher. Taught middle school, high school, and college. Okay. And so many of the things that we learn about publishing, but also about writing, as Dr. West was saying, she's trying a new genre. She's going to develop an appreciation for those who do it well, pretty much the same way that musicians make the best audiences at concerts, because they know what it takes to hold a note for 27 beats.
That's it.
Or how to finger a string instrument, or do the lips on the different woodwind instruments and all of that. And the same thing for writing. The more genres we try, the greater appreciation we have for those who do it well.
Yeah.
And like you're saying about leaders, if you're talking about how to be a better leader, the more we learn about alternative ways of doing it, the hows and whys of it, we'll become better parents, better teachers, and better professionals outside the home.
Right. And I mean, that's really at my heartbeat too. It's the personal and professional aspect of it. And so you saying, Dr. West, professionals, and y'all, this is really helpful to me because it takes it takes what God did when it, giving me that discover, a simple word, and then now filling in the pieces, which echoes community and the importance of that. Not to mention, the whole framework is called the START framework. And
Oh.
within that framework, it matters how we start.
All the more reason to consider it as a textbook for to start. But we can also start over. And you say God is a God of second chances. Maybe reading LaWanda's book will be a second chance for some of the current leaders who are not making it yet.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about LaWanda's book fitting easily. Miss Anna had mentioned colleges, but I think about when students get to college in their first year, they have to do a success program. So they do a whole year of success. And these are supposed to be things that are going to help them to be successful as they matriculate through those 4 years, right? 4 or 5 years. And to have something like this at the beginning of it is I think would be so critical to the process. And also, in each department, especially the business department, this should be a must read. This is a course. Your book is going to be a course in itself.
When do you plan to have it out, LaWanda?
Well, like she said, we're hoping in the next couple of months.
Okay.
I want to spend some time after the holiday just going through everything that's on there that I need to correct.
Well, professors are looking for books to add to the first year may not be a required reading, but auxiliary readings.
Yeah.
And so Dr. West probably will help you work on your promotions, and that may be a direction to go. Targeting those who teach, called early career professionals, those who plan to go into business. Very few people who go into business plan to be on the bottom floor the whole time.
Right. I love it. Thank you both. I actually trademarked a blueprint. It's called the High Performance Culture Blueprint, and I talk about people, processes, and systems in it. And there are like 7 different elements under the people part, like emotionally intelligent communications and resilient action takers. So those in and of itself could be like separate little books under each one of my methodologist at school when I was working on my PhD wanted me to do research on my blueprint, but I didn't do that. It's already trademarked. And there's no way I could cover everything. You know what I mean? You know how research is, it's very narrow. So what was I going to focus on? So anyway.
Sounds like you've got a rich trove from which to select for your various audiences, for your various genres. So,
yeah.
The good thing, you can hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, the good thing for LaWanda is she came to the table with a lot of information. Sometimes I get authors, they don't have enough, and we're stretching, trying to pull things. But she has such content that we can now reconform some things. The meat is there. It's just transforming it the way that she needs it to be, so that it's that professional output that she wants. So I'm excited. I'm excited about your book. It's
Oh, thank you.
Good information in there.
And I will say this, Anna, just because I'm a military professional. I retired from the Army, 26 years, Army War College grad, and I'm very much discerning and very, I ask a lot of questions. Bless Dr. Westhard. But I could not shake who she was and who I believe she was in the spirit. And, so
Aw.
I left her a message and I said, your name keeps coming up to me. So we've got to move forward with this. It was just, I just knew.
Amen. And timing is everything.
It
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit today because we like to throw a topic in. So I
Mhm.
want to talk a little bit today about the importance of having a book author resume.
Mm.
A book author resume. You're probably like, why is she talking about a resume? I was dialoguing with someone just recently, and they were saying that they were applying. They were trying to get somebody to find out about their book, and the person said, "Well, send us your resume." So they sent their resume, and the person said, "No, no, 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 no. I meant your book resume." Not the same, right? So I said, well, let's talk a little bit about the importance of a book author resume. Now we have different elements and pieces, but have we put them all together? So we need to have that professional representation of who we are. And if we understand resumes, your resume communicates your experience, your achievements, your qualifications. So, what it's going to do for a book author resume, it's going to help you state those things in a clear and organized format. So, you're going to need professional representation. I talk about my S3 model. If you don't show up, people don't know who you are. If you don't speak out, people don't know what you have to say. And if you don't share it, then people don't know what's in your toolbox. So all of that needs to be what? Encompassed in this book author resume. The second thing about the importance of a book author resume is that it helps to build your credibility. We want people to know who we are, and we want to show that we are credible. So if we don't pull that information out and get it in written form so that we can share it, and it's so easy to share now, isn't it? We have all of these social platforms that we can put our content on to let people know who we are. So we will create a well-crafted resume that shows our commitments and accomplishments in the literary field. And whether you're self-published or traditionally published. But here we talk about the indie author, the self-published author. Go ahead, Miss Anna.
Back to purpose. As we're considering that resume, what will our target audience need to know about us to believe that what we have to say is valid and valuable? And so it may be adapted in one way, talking about the same things, but highlighting those aspects of our profession, our experience, and our accomplishments, so that that particular audience, I seldom put all that I do in church on the resumes that I'm doing for teaching. But anyone who reads what I do, they'll know that's part of who I am. But people who are reading things that I do for Christian service want to know, well, where do you do this? With whom have you worked? Who have you led? And that may not make it if I'm talking to someone in a different field. And so tailoring that resume would be important as we do all the things that Dr. West recommends that we do, even if we're going into a major professional publication. They always ask for that.
Mhm.
Why should we publish you? What do you know? What have you done? And also, who has endorsed you in the past?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yep, critical factors. Also, we need to, having this professional resume helps to support our applications. There are times when we want to apply for different things, we will already have what we need in place. Think about it, if we've already done the work. So we'll have the opportunity for writing contests, speaking invites, literary fellowships, and all of these things are going to require a resume to evaluate our writing background and our publishing history. So my resume will say the books that I've written, but it will also say what? The books that I've published. It will also state when I wrote each book. It will also state when I published the books for people. So this is very important that we do this. I've not really been one to put in for contests and things of that nature, but I've been looking and I've seen a few things that I said, you know what? I might make a little invest, because everything requires an investment, okay, people? It's not just the resume. There's some dollars that typically comes with all of these things as well. And so we can't do all of them, but we should try to do maybe one or two things every year to add to our our book author resume. Comments?
I like it.
You mentioned the fact that sometimes people will see that resume and invite you to participate in one thing or another. Some people have seen some of the poetry I've done. So, well, why don't you submit to this journal? And I hadn't even thought of it. Sometimes they accept it, sometimes they don't. But when they did, one of the most glowing endorsements I ever got was from a poem that I published in a book that I never knew wanted the kind of writing that I do. And so having this resume, maybe it may just be on your website. So when people go to your website, they will say, oh, is it you mentioned a PhD, Dr. Is it Holloman or Holoman?
Holloman.
Dr. Holloman has done A, B, and C. Maybe she has something to say in this venue. And so having it there may be useful as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea. This is all new to me. You know, I've written in an anthology before. Um, so I get that it was the feel of it though was very different. This is my
Yeah.
first time writing my own book solo because I'm in like two or three anthologies.
Oh, this is your start?
Yes. So this is my start.
And we you've already started. You're expanding it. You've already started because you're already published, maybe
Yeah.
through someone else, but you're already an author, okay? You're a published author. But now you are expanding what you are doing. And that's what the Lord is expecting from us. That we complete an assignment, feel good about it, but know that there's more to be done.
Right, right. So yeah,
So
I'm excited. I'm excited.
so when we talk about our book author resume, it also showcases our diverse skills. Miss Anna does editing. I won't put that on my resume, okay? Because I don't do editing. I do my own, and
Bless
that's
her.
what I do, okay? Like know your lane and stay in it, okay? But it could involve editing. You may be great at formatting things, you know. You may be coaching. You may be mentoring. You may be speaking. Those engagements need to be there. Workshops that you've done, because our resume letter is going to let others see the full spectrum of our contributions beyond our books. See, the book is the tool. That's what we start with, is the book. But look at all the things that were birthed from that book.
Right.
All of the opportunities to share, all of the opportunities to speak, all of the opportunities to do workshops, all of these other things, products and different things that will come from the book. Because the book is not normally our ticket dollar earner. It's all the other things that come from it. When you get invited to the platform and they're financially making an investment on you to come and share your information. That's a what? That's a birth from. That was something birthed from the book, but the book was the beginning of it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Comments?
No, I think you're absolutely right. Interestingly enough, when I was working in insurance, they had a book club there, and one of the young ladies that worked found out I had written chapter one of Madam President, How to Think and Act Like a Leader. I was talking about unconscious gender bias barriers in the workplace. And so I just wrote it, y'all. I literally just wrote it. Had no, I was still in the military and I was intrigued by the title. So I just wrote what I thought. I contacted the publisher and said, I really love this title. And she sent me a note saying, you've got to be in the book. And then when I told somebody, oh, she's going to put it at chapter one, and they said, that's a good position to have.
Yes.
So that was my first experience with publishing um, in a book outside of my poem that went in the leader from when I was in the sixth grade, and it was me and my mama.
Okay.
Right.
I
And then I
recently.
guess this is where I would stop when Dr. West was saying that's the start. For
Mhm.
many of us, the book is the middle. We've done all these things. We finally have a place to channel it in
Right.
ways that we had not thought of before.
Mhm.
And it sounds like that's one of the things that happened with you. You had the experience, you wrote it, and what you have written is helping others.
Mhm.
And as the scriptures say, you are blessed to be a blessing.
Amen.
And good for you.
Amen. Amen. Thank
Yep,
you.
that is good. Well, I want to say I have a little template if anybody wants to get started, somebody listening in and you want to get started with your book author resume. Just reach out to me at Jatne Publishing, Jatne Publishing, Jatne Publishing.org, and I will be happy to send you a copy of the template for you to just fill her in and get all your information in place for it. I'm excited because this is actually when I start looking at things that I want to talk about, it also pushes me to do a little bit more also. I mean, I have content, but I don't necessarily have all of my content in the same locality. So guess what? Now I can put it all together. And now that I'll have it all together, when this thing I'm sending some information from, when it doesn't ask me for all of it, I already have in place what I need to copy out into what they have, into their
Mm.
template, the information.
Yeah.
So once we have it in place, then we're in a good space that we will be ready. The word is being ready.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because for sure somebody's going to ask you for something and you won't have to be running around. Go ahead, Miss Anna.
You mentioned earlier sessions of talking all thing books, of using some of the AI. Having
Mm-hmm.
that information in one place, we may be able to upload it to one of the AI platforms because
Mhm.
many of the publishing companies says we want 75 words. Somebody else may say we want 100 words. Others say,
Mm-hmm.
we need 250 expansive author page. And if we've got it all in one place, we can upload it on one of these AI platforms, put in
Mm.
what we want, and get out what we need, knowing that we're just using a resource
Mm-hmm.
based on our own work. And so it's not cheating,
Right.
Mhm.
it's utilizing what's available and acknowledging in that. And
Mhm.
some of them ask you, did you use AI for this? I said, yes, the same way I used to use an encyclopedia. So you couldn't
Yeah.
kick me out
Pretty much.
to use
Mhm.
encyclopedia.
I
Right.
went to Google.
Right.
I went to Google and I asked Google. I went to YouTube
That's
and I asked YouTube.
right.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Yeah.
we usually they ask you two questions. Did you use it to create your work, or
Mhm.
did you use the platform like to assist? We use it
Yes.
to assist. We don't
Yes.
use
Right.
it to do.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Right.
the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes away the sauce if you try to use it as it's not the sauce.
Oh,
They
for
all
sure.
start sounding a lot. They all start sounding alike. In
Right.
Yes.
fact, I mentioned my daughter teaching. She said she can tell usually if a student submits an essay that was generated entirely on uh, one of the AI platforms versus what they've done. Said if it has no mistakes or
Well, if it has no
misunderstandings,
mistakes, I look at references because I
you know,
know most. If it
right.
only if the assignment asked you for the book and 2 resources, most students are going to do the book and 2 resources. You might get a third, but when I see 10 references, you
Mm,
know I know something's not right here.
right, right.
And
Yeah.
I have had the opportunity to take a student's whole thing and plug it in,
Hmm.
run the plagiarism. I mean, run the plagiarism, and then run the AI report, and it says 97% AI.
Yeah. Anyway,
And then
there are ways that
I
we can use and abuse anything.
oh,
Right.
of course, when people like, oh no, not AI. Listen, we have been using artificial intelligence forever. Okay, we've been using it in so many ways. It is the wisdom that we use in respect to it, being
Right.
mindful of how we are handling the tool that is available to us.
When
Right.
we used to ask grandma for the recipe, what was that?
Hmm. Hmm.
And then most of the time we take the recipe and we would do it when it became we
Did
would
come out
adjust
right.
it to make ours, right?
Right.
We didn't
Didn't
steal
come out
grandma's
like
recipe.
it
Grandma
didn't
gave
come
it
out
to us.
like grandma's though. It did come out like
you know but that is the joy that we can find in using the platform. Stay
Mhm.
professional in using it, and remember that it is a tool,
Mhm.
and you have to be careful how you handle a tool, don't you?
Yeah,
Right.
it can cut you.
Mhm.
Yeah, deep.
Mhm.
It can cut
Absolutely.
us deep. So, like I said, I talked about the importance of a book author resume. If you don't have one, it's time to get one. And if you want a template, let me know at Jatne, Jatne publishing.org, and I will send it to you. Any final comments?
My
Well,
final comment is always thank you very much. You
mhm.
make us think, but you also offer us opportunities to share our experiences. It was great to meet you, Lawanda. Look forward to your publication.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you too. And I just want to say thank you to both of you as well. It's been very informative for me. I'm just glad I saw the email and I was at home today so I could hop on because I get to put faces with names. And it's my
Well,
pleasure to
Lawanda,
meet both of you. I'm
thank you
excited.
so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Anna. I appreciate you.
Mhm.
I like to end with 2 statements. Miss Anna already threw one of them out there, but they are: I am blessed to be a blessing. So that means you are blessed to be a blessing. And if you serve King Jesus like I do, then you
Mhm.
are supposed to be the visible manifestation of his invisible presence. So
Mm.
thank you all for joining us today on Jetnay Publishing's Talking All Things Book Q&A, and we talked about a book author resume. And I will catch you all next time. Don't make this the last time you pop in.
All
Remember,
right.
we're here every Thursday morning, 11 o'clock to 11:45 a.m. Bye-bye.